Surely that should work now. I don't know. If the chat don't start connecting now, I don't care. Whatever. You will learn, including a real world example.
Including a real world exercise, to solidify your understanding of the concepts discussed. If you are new to Burp Suite or have not completed the Burp Basics room, we recommend doing so before proceeding. The Burp Basics room establishes the fundamental knowledge necessary for this room and will enhance your learning experience. Deploy the target VM attached to this task by pressing the green Start Machine button. Also, start the attack box by pressing the blue Start Attack Box button at the top of this room if you are not using your own machine.
Yeah,
I
could use the
start
VPN.
Burp and follow along with the next tasks.
Oh, I get it. Why is it not working now? I don't get it, man. It used to work. It is working now. Oh. Let's see. I don't know. I don't understand it. YouTube just don't want to work. It used to. Testes. Whatever. No. Now it's working. There we go. What is our repeater? I was waiting for the load now. To solidify your understanding of the concepts discussed. I did do the Burp Suite basics, but I don't remember it at all. I mean, I use it occasionally. Oh yeah, that's literally the basics. Literally the basics. Oh, that says the need to know. I already did all that. Alright, let's get to it. I already know what a repeater is, but let's do it again. Where you at, Burp Suite? God damn it, that's not Burp Suite. Fuck. I want mine needs to be updated, probably. Mine's blazing fast. I fucking started too many programs on the VM. Back itchy. I be telling them I ain't playing though. I be telling them I ain't playing though. Fucking, I'm just waiting for the load on anything. Just load. Jesus, it won't load on nothing. This one's finally updated on this one. Fully updated. Cool. I feel like this one's gonna look different than the VM. Jesus, man, what's going on?
Before using Burp Suite Repeater, let's familiarize ourselves with its purpose and functionality. In essence, Burp Suite Repeater enables us to modify and resend intercepted requests to a target of our choosing. It allows us to take requests captured in the Burp proxy and manipulate them, sending them repeatedly as needed.
Yep, that's right.
Alternatively, we can manually create requests from scratch, similar to using a command line tool like curl. The ability to edit and resend requests multiple times makes Repeater invaluable for manual exploration and testing of endpoints. It provides a user-friendly graphical interface for crafting request payloads and offers various views of the response, including a rendering engine for a graphical representation. The repeater interface consists of 6 main sections, as depicted in the annotated diagram below.
You know what I have to do? Let's go. I already know I'm gonna have to go this, and this, and then that. Ah, my back. There. Send the repeater. All right, let's just not get ahead. I got my nose. Oh. I'll let you know when it's time to pee. One. Where is it pointing at? I don't know what's even pointing at. 1, 2.
Request list, located at the top left of the tab, it displays the list of repeater requests. Multiple requests can be managed simultaneously, and each new request sent to repeater will appear here. Request controls, positioned directly beneath the request list. These controls allow us to send a request, cancel a hanging request, and navigate through the request history.
Yup.
Request and response view, occupying the majority of the interface. This section displays the request and response views. We can edit the request in the request view and then forward it, while the corresponding response will be shown in the response view. Layout options, located at the top right of the request/response view. These options enable us to customize the layout of the request and response views.
Yup.
The default setting is a side-by-side, horizontal layout, but we can also choose a vertical layout or combine them in separate tabs.
Oh, I kind of like it how
Inspector, positioned on the right-hand side, the inspector allows us to analyze and modify requests in a more intuitive manner than using the raw editor. We will explore this feature in a later task. Target, situated above the inspector, the target field specifies the IP address or domain to which the requests are sent. When requests are sent to repeater from other Burp Suite components, this field is automatically populated.
What's going on? I think it's taking a minute, boy. TryHackMe. I should have internet access. There should be internet access on this. Yep. Boom. Repeater. Send to repeater. No, not there. Foxenberg. Clear that. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't know what Intruder even does. Okay. Just wanted to look at it.
We know what the application's interface looks like at this point, but how can we effectively utilize it? While manual request crafting is an option, it is more common to capture a request using the proxy module and subsequently transmit it to repeater for further editing and resending.
Oh.
Once a request has been captured in the proxy module, we can send it to repeater by either right-clicking on the request and selecting Send to Repeater, or by utilizing the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+R.
That's right.
Shifting our focus back to repeater, we can observe that our captured request is now accessible in the request view.
What the fuck? The thing say 9 minutes. I haven't been streaming for 9 minutes. Oh, average view duration. Damn, does people actually watch that shit? I think it's just me. Oh, so we can reserve that capture request and that. I'm tired, dude. Ooh, I didn't think my dumb ass. That is right. Hang on. Hang on. That's the target machine. Let's view it. Hold on, man. I'm fucking tired. Clear that from the repeater. Clear. What the fuck? Why does it keep adding? Where'd the browser go? I'm sure that's what it wants me to go to, so let's go to that. Go back, Burp Suite, come on. God damn it. Okay. Yep, that's where it is.
Both the target and inspector sections now display relevant information, albeit we are currently lacking a response. Upon clicking the send button, the response view swiftly populates.
Oh. Somewhat.
Should we wish to modify any aspect of the request, we can simply type within the request view and press send once again. This action will update the response view on the right accordingly. For instance, altering the connection header to open instead of close yields a response with the connection header containing the value keep alive.
With the what? With the connection. What does it mean if it says close? Where's the fucking browser go? Oh, did it close it? Where the fuck's the browser keep going, dude? Whatever. History button. Which view will populate with response? Huh? Which view will populate? What do you mean which view? The response. What? The response header. What? What do you mean? I'm confused about that. I'm so tired. Oh, I don't know how. Request header repopulate? Oh, yeah. Okay, I read it backwards. Gee whiz, man. I am tired.
Repeater provides us with various request and response presentation options, ranging from hexadecimal output to a fully rendered page. To explore these options, we can refer to the section located above the response box, where the following 4 view buttons are available.
Yeah, I was looking at that. I didn't know it could render it. That's pretty cool.
We are presented with the following display choices. Pretty, this is the default option, which takes the raw response and applies slight formatting enhancements to improve readability. Raw, this option displays the unmodified response directly received from the server without any additional formatting. Hex, by selecting this view, we can examine the response in a byte-level representation, which is particularly useful when dealing with binary files. Render, the render option allows us to visualize the page as it would appear in a web browser. While not commonly utilized in Repeater, as our focus is usually on the source code, it still offers a valuable feature. For most scenarios, the pretty option is generally
I want to see what it does. I'm just wondering. Man, motherfucker, I didn't copy that. That's you motherfucker. Copy. Do I copy it? Ah, fuck you. Whatever. It's not what I'm not wanting to copy that.
Render. The render option allows us to visualize the page as it would appear in a web browser. While not commonly utilized in Repeater, as our focus is usually on the source code, it still offers a valuable feature. For most scenarios, the pretty option is generally sufficient.
Yeah, that's what I use.
However, it is beneficial to be acquainted with the usage of the other 3 options.
Guess.
Adjacent to the view buttons, on the right-hand side, we find the Show Non-Printable Characters button, \.
Hang on, what? Oh, that.
N. This functionality enables the display of characters that may not be visible with the pretty or raw options. For example, each line in the response typically ends with the characters \r\n, representing a carriage return followed by a new line. These characters play an important role in the interpretation of HTTP headers. While not mandatory for most tasks, this option can prove advantageous in certain situations.
Okay, let's go to Inspector.
Inspector is a supplementary feature to the request and response views in the Repeater module. It is also used to obtain a visually organized breakdown of requests and responses, as well as for experimenting to see how changes made using the higher level inspector affect the equivalent raw versions. Inspector can be utilized both in the proxy and Repeater module. In both instances, it is situated on the far right side of the window, presenting a list of components within the request and response.
let's put the inspector. Where'd it go? Where the fuck did it go? Damn it. Here.
Among these components, the sections pertaining to the request can typically be modified, enabling the addition, editing, and removal of items. For instance, in the request attributes section, we can alter elements related to the location, method, and protocol of the request. This includes modifying the desired resource to retrieve, changing the HTTP method from GET to another variant, or switching the protocol from HTTP/1 to HTTP/2.
Yeah, I noticed. I figured that out. Alright.
Other sections available for viewing and /or editing include request query parameters. These refer to data sent to the server via the URL. For example, in a GET,
I want to know. Can I change my name? I haven't done that. Let's see. Let's go to that real quick. Oh, let me change my name. Am I still midstream? Huh. Huh. My name's different now. That's crazy. So I was able to change my name. That's crazy. So I was able to change my name. Huh. Alright. Well, anyways. Midstream. I changed my name.
Other sections available for viewing and /or editing include request query parameters. These refer to data sent to the server via the URL. For example, in a GET request like HTTP URL, the query parameter redirect has a value of false. Request body parameters, similar to query parameters, but specific to POST requests. Any data sent as part of a POST request will be displayed in this section, allowing us to modify the parameters before resending. Request cookies. This section contains a modifiable list of cookies sent with each request. Request headers. It enables us to view, access, and modify, including adding or removing, any headers sent with our requests. Editing these headers can be valuable when examining how a web server responds to unexpected headers. Response headers. This section displays the headers returned by the server in response to our request. It cannot be modified, as we have no control over the headers returned by the server.
Yeah.
Note that this section becomes visible only after sending a request and receiving a response. While the textual representation of these components can be found within the request and response views, Inspector's tabular format provides a convenient way to visualize and interact with them. Experimenting with header additions, removals, and edits in Inspector helps grasp how the corresponding raw version changes in response.
Would that be attributes? I don't know. You motherfucker. Where'd it go? Why is it over there now? Go back. Go. No. Okay.
Repeater is particularly well suited for tasks requiring repetitive sending of similar requests, typically with minor modifications. This is particularly useful for activities such as manual testing for SQL injection vulnerabilities, to be covered in a forthcoming task, attempting to bypass web application firewall filters, or adjusting parameters in a form submission. Let's begin with an exceedingly simple example, utilizing Repeater to modify the headers of a request sent to a target. Capture a request to HTTP URL in the proxy module and send it to Repeater. Send the request once from Repeater. You should see the HTTP.
Hang on. Capture request. I already did that. Add a header. Okay, send. I didn't get no response. There we go. I was saying, what the fuck happened? What? I'm going too fast. Alright.
In the previous task, we demonstrated the usage of Repeater by adding a header and sending a request. This served as an illustrative example for utilizing Repeater. Now, it's time for a straightforward challenge. To begin, make sure intercept is disabled in your proxy module and navigate to HTTP URL. Next, try clicking on some of the See More links. Observe that you are redirected to a numeric endpoint, example /
Okay, yeah.
The objective is to validate the endpoint, confirming the existence of the number you wish to navigate to and ensuring it is a valid integer. However, consider what might occur if this endpoint is not adequately validated.
What? Like changing the number at the end of the request to extreme inputs. What does that mean? What do you mean? I don't understand what I'm not fully understand what it's me to do. What's going on? Fucking hint. Well, the browser fucking keeps going. You motherfucking browser. It's just 404. I just keep getting 404. There we go. I'm putting -1000. Okay, there it is. There's the code. Copy. I feel like I could have done that without doing that. What? So turn intercept off, open the browser, watch, and go to. Fuck. Could I have done that without the. I feel like I could have done that without the interceptor. Yeah, I could have done that. That's false. I could have done that without the interceptor. What is the 500 code again? They didn't really need the repeater to do that. You know?
Extra Mile Challenge. This task is designed to test your skills in a slightly more challenging, real-world scenario utilizing Burp Repeater.
Right, now it's gonna get
If
hard.
you possess the expertise to independently perform a manual SQL injection, you can skip ahead to the final question and attempt this as a blind challenge. However, a detailed walkthrough will be provided below if you require guidance.
Yeah, I'm not that good at
Prerequisite knowledge. Before starting on this challenge, it is recommended that you familiarize yourself with the principles of SQL injection. If you haven't already, please consider exploring the SQL injection room dedicated to this topic. Although a comprehensive step-by-step guide will be provided, having a basic understanding of SQL injection principles will prove beneficial in completing this task. Challenge objective. Your objective in this challenge is to identify and exploit a Union SQL injection vulnerability present in the ID parameter of the /about/ID endpoint. By leveraging this vulnerability,
about ID. Let's open that back up. Let's go there. About. Why is it ID? Why is he ID? Huh.
walkthrough. We know that there is a vulnerability, and we know where it is. Now we just need to exploit it. Let's start by capturing a request to HTTP URL in the Burp proxy. Once you have captured the request, send it to repeater with Ctrl+R or by right-clicking.
Okay. Alright, easy enough. Okay.
Now that we have our request primed, let's confirm that a vulnerability exists. Adding a single apostrophe is usually enough to cause the server to error when a simple SQL is present, so, either using inspector or by editing the request path manually, add an apostrophe after the 2 at the end of the path and send the request.
What? Am I supposed to get something? You motherfucker. You motherfucker. Oh, you fucking. that fucked it all up. Yeah. You kept fucking up when I tried to add it myself for some reason. Look at that. You motherfucker, look, it keeps fucking. Why does it do that? It's crazy. Why does it keep fucking doing that? I don't get that. I don't get how do I edit this so it was gonna do that shit. Why the fuck's it doing that shit? You know what the fuck? Yeah, I tried doing it like that, but it keeps fucking up. Borrow from people where ID equals 2. That's a SQL injection, yep.
This is an extremely useful error message that the server should absolutely not be sending us, but the fact that we have it makes our job significantly more straightforward. The message tells us a couple of things that will be invaluable when exploiting this vulnerability. The database table we are selecting from is called people.
Go ahead, he needs it.
The query selects 5 columns from the table: first name, last name, PFP link, role, and bio. We can guess where
PFP link. Those are different tables.
these fit into the page, which will be helpful for when we choose where to place our requests. With this information, we can skip over the query column number and table name enumeration steps. Although we have managed to cut out a lot of the enumeration required here, we still need to find the name of our target column. As we know the table name and the number of rows, we can use a union query to select the column names for the people table from the columns table in the
Why is he crying?
information_schema default database. A simple query for this is as follows: /about/0 union all select column _name null from information_schema columns where table _name equals people. This creates a union query and selects our target, then 4 null columns, to avoid the query erroring out. Notice that we also changed the ID that we are selecting from 2 to 0. By setting the ID to an invalid number.
Why 4 nulls? That's confusing. Okay, whatever.
This creates a union query and selects our target, then 4 null columns, to avoid the query erroring out. Notice that we also changed the ID that we are selecting from 2 to 0. By setting the ID to an invalid number, we ensure that we don't retrieve anything with the original, legitimate, query. This means that the first row returned from the database will be our desired response from the injected query. Looking through the returned response, we can see that the first column name, ID, has been inserted into the page title.
I already knew his ID.
We have successfully pulled the first column name out of the database, but we now have a problem. The page is only displaying the first matching item. We need to see all of the matching items. Fortunately, we can use our SQL to group the results. We can still only retrieve one result at a time, but by using the group_concat function, we can amalgamate all of the column names into a single output, /about/0 union all select group_concat, column_name, null from information_schema.columns where table_name equals people. This process is shown below.
That's what I see.
We have successfully identified 8 columns in this table: ID, first name, last name, PFP link, role, short role, bio, and notes. Considering our task, it seems a safe bet that our target column is notes. Finally, we are ready to take the flag from this database. We have all of the information that we need: the name of the table, people; the name of the target column, notes; the ID of the CEO is 1. This can be found simply by clicking on Jameson Wolf's profile on the /about/ page and checking the ID in the URL. Let's craft a query to extract this flag: 0 union all select notes null from people where ID equals 1. Hey presto, we have a flag.
Oh fuck, I fucked that up. Huh. That would be his note, huh? That's pretty hard, but pretty interesting.
Congratulations on completing the Burp Suite repeater room. By now, you should have a solid understanding of effectively utilizing repeater to edit, manipulate, and resend requests. Additionally, you should have gained insight into the numerous practical applications of this tool. In the next room of the module, we will explore the Burp Suite Intruder module. Intruder allows for automated and customizable attacks, making it a powerful tool for various security testing scenarios. Good luck with the next room, and enjoy exploring the capabilities of Burp Suite Intruder.
Yay. Yeah, that was more of a walkthrough. That was pretty cool. Put that in the LinkedIn. What's next? I didn't realize those even in the league. I can't wait to be in the top 1%. Ooh, boy. Alright guys, well I'm gonna play some Battlefield in a second, so I'm gonna stop this and we'll play some Battlefield.